and welcome to another lawn clippings video. Today we're going to work on making quick and easy Christmas cards with stamps that actually aren't Christmas related, to use all of that Christmas product that, if you're anything like me, that you've also bought. I have all of this beautiful Dear Lizzie Christmas stuff, and I need to use it because Christmas is coming so soon. So I thought I'd kind of put together a quick little card. We're going to do a circle card, so I cut out 2 circles out of the largest circle nestabilities that I have. I have no idea what they're called anymore because they have so many versions, but this is a 3 3/4 inch circle. So, but any size circle is going to work for this idea. And what we're going to do first is we're going to ink this up with antique linen distress ink and just give it like a nice kind of, you know, just a little vintagey glow. I feel like antique linen, I think because it's got a little bit of yellow in it, it kind of has this glow to it. And I think that's why I just love the color so much, because it just adds something. I like using it over pattern papers, especially if they're really bright. And for my project, for some reason that day don't want something bright. It's a perfect thing to put over your pattern paper to still be able to use it in that project. So I'm just adding just a really light thing. I'm starting off the edge and going in circles. I'm using one of my foam applicators. You can see how dirty and disgusting this foam pad is, and it still works. And so I really like these. You can use a makeup sponge if you want to invest in these. I just think they're really easy to use, and I feel like I get a more even coverage than the makeup sponges, but sometimes I like using the makeup sponge, just depends, but most of the time I'll go for this. So there's that right there, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to zap this with the heat gun because I want, distress inks actually, the reason they blend so well is they stay wetter longer, so you can actually even heat emboss with them, but because I want to heat emboss over this, I need to you know, make sure this is dry. So just taking my heat gun and just making sure that that ink is completely dry. And then I always like to hit the back of it because that kind of flattens it out. So just making sure I got all of it. And when it's hot, sometimes I just take my hand and just kind of put pressure on it like this so that it kind of helps keep its shape. So the next thing we're going to do, now that we have this distress ink all dry, by the way, I learned that the hard way. I forgot about that and ended up having to restart my video. We're going to use teeny tiny backdrops for this card. And this set is actually really perfect for Christmas. It has the music notes, which of course is perfect for Christmas, especially sentiments like Joy to the World or other things like that that are from Christmas songs. And then the stars are just perfect for kind of Christmas nights, Star of Wonder. I always think of that when I look at these stars. And then the hearts, Christmas is about love. So I think the hearts are just perfect too. So this is actually really fun to incorporate these stamps with your Christmas product. So we're going to take this one. We're going to use Versamark ink. It's just a watermark, you know, it's really sticky ink. And we're going to stamp this pattern all over this circle. So I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down. Now, because this is pretty clear, because it's just a little bit of a tint on white paper, it's a little bit harder to see, so I really have to lean over. So I'm sure you guys are seeing my frizzy hair, and the autofocus is going crazy, I'm sure. One day I'll figure out how to make this camera not think it knows better than me. But until then... Okay, okay. And one more time. Just the middle part there. Let's line up those music notes. Okay, so now the music notes are all covered on this. And what we're going to do is take clear heat embossing powder and just cover this image. Now, I keep mine in these Tupperwares. They work really well, these like kind of throwaway Tupperware thingies, for keeping, especially the ones like, I'm not going to keep my green one in here because I don't use it that often, but you know, white, clear, brown, black, I'll keep in these, so it's just so easy. You don't have to have the paper to funnel it back in or anything. And I just wait until I order takeout and I save the spoon. Yeah, it always comes with like fork, knife, and spoon and you never use the spoon. So that's what I just save it from. And so I'm just gonna, got a little bit of extra there. Just flicking the back and making sure it's not too messy there. And I'm going to take my heat embossing powder out of the way before I heat emboss so it doesn't get all over the place. And right now we're just going to heat up this clear heat embossing powder. And the fun thing about this is now this clear heat emboss part is picking up that antique linen color that we added to it. And I just love that. So now what's coming through is, instead of the bright white coming through, I get this kind of lovely antique-y color. Oh! Coming through. So, let's see. Okay. So now we have this all heat embossed. I'm just going to let that dry a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a combination of the antique linen again, and I'm looking for my other, yeah, I always have two. Antique linen and vintage photo are my favorites, so I always have two going for these. And so what we're going to do is use these on there. But I'm going to actually let that cool down first, and we're actually going to work with the Cuttlebug real fast. And what I'm going to do is create a little frame for this card. Oh, can you tell my pieces are everywhere? So some people had asked for me to show this on the video, so I'm going to zoom out, and hopefully you'll be able to tell. So this is just the Cuttlebug. I put my A plate, my B plate, I go A, B, C, A, and then I have my C that I put on top after. And I want to create like a pretty little frame for this, and I want to do it with this paper right here. So what I'm going to do is just cut a little piece off. And what I'm going to do is actually take pieces of Scotch tape and I put them on my clothes so it kind of picks up some of the lint, and they're not as sticky anymore because I don't want to rip my paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of the paper and line up my dies. So what I'm doing is trying to create the nice little frame right just like this. And so I want to make sure everything's all lined up and even. And I'm just going to put this tape right over. Just like that. And this is going to hold it in place, but it's not too sticky. It's going to mess it up. And I like to cut this way just in case there is any kind of fuzz or lint on the tape, then no one will see it because it's the back of the paper. So now I need my C plate. Okay, how can, oh, there it is. I don't know if you guys are like me, I lose everything. And I put the C plate on top and just run it right through. Just like that. And then right now I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to have this perfect window here. I'm just going to peel off that tape, and you can see there it ripped a little bit, but because it was on the back it doesn't matter. So there's that. And then now I have this really cool frame, and I have this other circle that I can use on another project. So and then I actually just saved my tape on the side of my desk so that I can use it again later, because it's just less tacky, so it'll rip less. So that's how I make those frames. So let's bring back this. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up having this pretty frame like this around. But right now we want to add some more color. So let's zoom in here. And we're going to add some more vintage, antique linen and vintage photo. And right now I'm just going to take the antique linen and start heavily applying it over my die cut here with my heat embossed music notes. Then I'm going to take my vintage photo and start kind of applying that here on the edges. And you can see those music notes just popping right up. With the vintage photo, because it is darker, you do kind of have to blend it a little bit more. Kind of really keep a light touch and make sure that you don't want to get that foam look too much on there. So just blending it in, and then kind of trying to bring it into the middle here. I'm just going to get the edges a little more, and I kind of like it lighter in the middle, just like very vintage looking. I'm actually going to take a baby wipe and just wipe off the top of these notes, and it's actually going to smear the ink a little bit, and I just kind of like the look of it, and it kind of blends everything together. So, and now the music notes really pop. but they're not bright white because we added the antique linen underneath it. So there's that. Now the next thing we're going to do is make sure this actually stays flat. And we're just going to add some adhesive and put this over. And the next thing that I want to do is use one of these poinsettias from this paper. So what I'm going to do is actually, you know, cut out this actual paper from the poinsettia, and it's kind of a cool way to make your own embellishments out of your pattern papers. You can cut out these larger images and get something really cool. Okay, so I finished fussy cutting out this this paper from the Dear Lizzie line, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to roll some of these petals up just to give it just a little life. So just rolling just like that, just kind of manipulating the paper a little bit. Just trying to kind of give it some oomph. Just like that. And so this is going to end up going on this card like this. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have, these are the Remarks dimensional stickers. And so we're going to have just a fun sentiment here. I think this wishing you a holly jolly Christmas will work, especially because, you know, you can think of the song a little bit. So what I'm going to do is actually have this kind of go like this. So I'm going to put this one down. And I'm going to get a dimensional adhesive for the back of this. I'm using the this to that American Crafts. It's American Crafts Day here adhesive, which I really like. And it kind of smells like grape, like those, like when you were a kid, like those pencils. So I'm all for that. So here's this. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. I feel like it's just extreme close-up going on here. And so I'm just gonna kind of position this to kind of frame this sentiment. So let's see here. Just like that. And then what I want to do is just add some stickles here to the center and on the little berries. I think it just adds a little something extra. And then the last thing, which I should have done earlier but I forgot, was to actually create the back of the card. So we're going to do that with the score pile here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the circle right here, butted up to the top and the side, and just right at a ½ an inch. Just kind of hold it over here and just score. And so we have that scored there. So I just covered the part above the score line with adhesive. Use any type of adhesive that you like. And then I'm just going to line up the two circles to create my card. So now we have an opening card. So this is a good way to use teeny tiny backdrops and create a Christmas, a holiday card with your holiday product that you want to use. And we all need to send out cards. So it's really nice to be able to do that and kind of combine that. And I like kind of the vintagey look by putting the antique linen below the music notes. I wanted to show you another version of this that I did. Here is one with the same exact idea, cutting the frame with the Dear Lizzie paper and cutting out this holly and one of the dimensional stickers. And in the back, I just clear heat embossed on white paper and then went over it with barn door distress ink, which is just like a nice bright red that really matched the thing. And so I have two really quick and easy circle cards that are super cute. Should fit in an envelope since they're small already. You have the space to have this stuff hanging off the sides, which I really like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun doing this. I hope you have fun making your holiday cards. I can't wait to see them. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.